Hey, this is Wendy. This is Wendy's Perfume. Obviously, this channel is about perfume. So today I'm going to do a rant, a review, and an unboxing. I kind of need to do the unboxing in order to do my rant, which is going to be really quick and not really have much to do with the actual perfume review. So I am going to talk about Haramain Portfolio Floral Sculpture. Obviously, this is a Middle Eastern band out of United Arab Emirates. Supposedly, according to the box, they've been around since 1970. So, Arab perfume house, Middle Eastern perfume house, they like everything big, they like everything strong, kind of just the way I like it. This perfume also supposedly is very similar to Frederic Malle, Portrait of a Lady, which we'll get to. First, the rant and the unboxing. This thing is bigger than... No. Okay, so this is the box. Maybe some people like this, okay? I'm not saying that you can't, but here's the box. This is the outer box. This is the pleather inner box, which is kind of nice, but plastic. And here is the bag. And here is the perfume in the bag. Perfume in a bag. I don't know. This is just me, but this is way too much packaging. Even if I was a normal person with just a little perfume tray of like 15 or 20 perfumes, this thing is a gargantuan. It's an abomination. It just doesn't, we don't need this much packaging. I admittedly, I like my box. I like the full presentation, no doubt. But, it doesn't have to be lush where they wrap their perfumes in newspaper, basically, right? But this is a little too much. And in all honesty, I save the boxes 99% of the time, but when I actually go to store this, because I only got this a few months ago, maybe I'll just use the little leather bag that they sent, but I'm not, this is too much. It's huge. Too much packaging. Don't do that. It's 2020, man. Be a little more minimalist. So the perfume. So this is a big, spicy, leathery, rosy perfume. I don't know. So many people talk about Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle when they speak of floral sculpture that I don't know if it was intentional or not, that they were kind of duping it, or if they were using it as an inspiration. To me, I'll just get this out of the way. This is one of those things where if you enjoy Portrait of a Lady, if you like expansive, ambery, dark, rosy scents, this may be one you want to try. Is it a dupe? Absolutely not. But let's talk about the price. This is between $80 to $100. Pretty much. Some of the places I've seen, they charge a little more for this. But, 80 to 100 bucks. This is a 100 ml bottle. That's reasonable. Portrait of a Lady now at retail is like $400. So this is literally 4 times less money. That said, though, if you're really looking to get Portrait of a Lady, this is not it. And we'll talk about that, where they intersect in a minute. So I did write down, because the list on Fragrantica as far as what the notes are, it's kind of not what I smell, but according to Fragrantica, the top notes are carnation, peony, and bergamot. The middle notes are rose and patchouli, and the base notes are ambergris, amber, musk, and benzoin. And yeah, you can smell some of that, but when it opens up, I don't really smell carnation. I smell something that's like a strong, pink floral that's kind of mentholated along with a lot of bitter geranium. I smell a ton of geranium in this. Now, if they're trying to make that the carnation note, nowadays carnation is they're not allowed to use it in perfumery for sensitization or allergy reasons. I don't know if that actually does translate to the Middle East or not, but it doesn't really smell like carnation. So it smells like pink, a mentholated pink floral bouquet with a lot of geranium. And as it dries down, this perfume gets real dark. Heart is patchouli overload, rose overload. It's spicy. There's a lot of leather in this. It just smells leathery too. So this is going to be a rose for people that like the darkest roses of, They just like a dark rose. I like a dark rose, so I like this. So on the bottom, and this is one of those perfumes too, I'm going to digress a little bit, but like when I started wearing this, I was like, gosh, I just like this a lot. But then I just started smelling it and smelling it and smelling it and almost like dissecting it too much. So now I can almost smell its parts more than its whole. But as it dries down, the dry down and the darker aspects of this are so strong that they pulse through everything. I mean, I mentioned some pink flowers to start with, and I mentioned some roses, but what is really strong in here are the rough, bittersweet, leathery aspects of the, especially, there's a big ambergris note in here, but I mean, ambergris is really expensive. It's a very hard material to source, and 99% of people that use ambergris, they just use synthetic ambroxan. I have a feeling this is pretty synthetic because it's salty, it's woody, it's salty, it's leathery, but it is amber at the same time. But there's something that is so rough-edged and rough-hewn about it that it's like a rough ambergris. It's really rough, and it's salty. Do you want a salted rose? This is like a salted leather rose. Like I said, everything about this is super dark. But as it dries down even more, it sweetens up like a hair. Like there's like these burning embers of vanilla, burning embers of vanilla, burning embers of benzoin. So there is like a vanillic background, but the amber and the ambergris, it's rough. Now, some perfumes, they mean to be rough. You know, that's the artistic intent. And some perfumes, they're just not very well made. So I'm going to assume that this is, they mean for it to be rough. So this is like a rough shown, ambery, salty, woody, spicy, just rose, but all the dark aspects. Now, about the Portrait of a Lady situation. So I had a decant of that, and I don't have the decant anymore. I used it up. But I tested them side by side, and admittedly, Portrait of a Lady, it's more rosy, it's more refined, it's more plush, it's not as rough, it's not as salty. There's more, like the rose is bigger and smoother. The iris, there's iris in there that makes it more plush and refined. So if you're looking for like a salty, rough, you know, kind of crazy rose with a lot of amber, this is the one for you. But if you want that kind of like, still very big, because I mean, even Portrait of a Lady, there's amber, there's geranium. It can be a little sour on some people. It's not the sweetest thing in the world, but there's still something about it that's just refined. It's like a refined perfume, and this is a rough perfume in a good way. There's nothing bad about that. So I hope I've described what it smells like a little bit. As far as the way it wears, this thing wears forever. I am never going to use this up because this is definitely like one or two sprays. Spray, dab, dab. Like, don't do more than one or two sprays, and it'll last like 8 to 10 hours. It's a little bit linear, but you know, the pink flowers fade away, the roses fade away, and it kind of turns into an amber base, an ambergris base. So lasts forever. Excellent quality if you want to talk about that. It never gets too grating. Like I said, I think I'm 99.9% sure that the ambergris is synthetic. I'm sure there's ambroxan in here. I'm sure the woods are synthetic. I'm sure this is a synthetic as hell perfume, but it works. It works. So that's my review for Portfolio Sculpture, a Floral Sculpture by Haramain. I don't even really have a perfume that smells like this, despite, I used to have a decant of the Portrait of a Lady, but I don't have a perfume that smells like this. And I think I'm going to like it more once wintertime comes. And I'm also just going to wear it and enjoy it versus trying to deconstruct it, because I think that it was like, that smells synthetic. That smells like, I smell more geranium. I don't smell the carnation. Like, what is going on? I smell something mentholated. It smells leathery. There's no leather in the perfume note list. So if you were looking at this perfume, I hope that maybe this helped. I don't know. I kind of like these crazy rough-edged perfumes anyway. I like, and I love pink, sweet, desserty roses, but I also like dark, leathery, tough roses too. So that's my review for Portfolio Floral Sculpture by Haramain. And again, I've seen this some places for like $200. You can still find this for $80 to $100. If that's your inclination. So anyway, Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye.